Now, as a disclaimer to anyone who watches this stream and they're looking to do a bit of a playthrough and they may be stuck with a build. Now, this guide series is dedicated mostly to the 4, or shall I say 5, main classes. Now, the main classes that we're going to be talking about is both the warrior and the swordsman. Both of these classes are similar, but the difference between the two of them is that one of them is better at doing their dex build than the other. Now, just putting it out there that I'm not a professional, and you will see me die, and this is just a disclaimer right now, just so anyone who watches will be able to kind of get what's going on. And yeah, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the warrior, and then we will go to the swordsman, and if we have more time today we'll also do the deprived. But enough talk, let's get on with it. And just as a disclaimer before I even begin one more time, just letting you all know, we're going to be only doing a few bits of the area just to get you a good old start, which means we'll be doing both Hades Tower of Flame, the Forest of the Fallen Giants, and another area which I keep forgetting the name of it, but it's the area just in the caves just past Hades Tower of Flame. Within those areas we will be doing all the bits and bobs there to get our build set up for most of the game and all the weapons we need for the game. So enough talking, let's get into this. So here we go. Now, I recommend just, if you're playing this for your first time, just skip through I'll be skipping through everything so you won't be spoiled by anything. So if you're using this as a guide to learn a build out the get-go for the beginning, then do not worry, this will not ruin any kind of big or, you know, big massive boss fight that you would come across, because I'm just doing the basic beginning bits for you guys. So I'll show you all what we'll do. So since we're playing the warrior, we are not going to go down here yet because it's basically death at this point. But before we go to the cabin, we're going to go down here and pick up the lovely silk and smooth stone. This will come into play a little later. So here we go. So we're going to be called Sir Galley, as a demonstration of the character. Sir Galley, because he's the warrior. So Sir Galley will be the warrior, of course, and we'll also clip to ourselves the healing wares. Now before, when I attempted to do this as a kind of build for everyone, I always said go for the purified something. It's not really worth it when you play as the warrior because it's a random chance and it's not really worth it. You're better off just going for the healing wares so you can at least have a good old head start at healing items out the get-go, even though you do start off with 10. And just a precaution, I'm just going to mess about with the hairstyles, so give myself the weird hair and bush beard. Make myself look like and now the hair color, just make it so there we go. This is Sir Galley. You could do any other adjustments you want. It's all up to you on the character's face and all that. So, you know.
All people.
So I recommend going straight up here to collect your first humanity or human effigy, whatever you want to call the equivalent, because they both serve the same purpose, which is making you human. Now let's open up the door, and we're going to pop this bonfire right here. gonna break this, grab this, and we're gonna keep going. Now we are gonna go through the tutorial, and the reasoning for that is so we can get ourselves another weapon. And the weapon we're gonna go for is the dagger, because we will be needing something a bit faster than the weapon we've got right now. Plus we need something that can also kind of, you know, do a bit more stabby stab than a broken ass sword. Because don't get me wrong, the sword is very good, but the downfall to this blade is that it's not that good when you're fighting a lot of enemies. I mean, a person who does a broken sword out the get-go kind of one might say otherwise, but it's best to just, if you're playing this for the first time, get the dagger and put it as your number 2. Now the reason why you want this as number 2 is because enemies such as the archers here, or if you get straggled too much, so if there's like a group of people or an archer you want to kill quickly, you take out the dagger to just stab them quickly. Because since this has a very quick little stabbing range, it's good to use against them when they're up close. So always stick with the broken sword until we get the main weapon we'll be looking for this build. Don't forget this guy. Alrighty. Now that we're here, we're going to be putting that smooth and silky stone here. Now you don't have to, but you should know that you can get a random chance of getting an item from here, but it's better when you get a purified something. And we got a purified dragon bone, so later if you want to get a weapon that is hand to hand, that being the dragon bone fist, you can use that purified dragon bone to actually modify it and make it more stronger. But it's always good to know that you can always get a random item from there. But most times I would say it's best to sell the items if it's a weapon, like the old whip, or even perhaps the big massive demon club or hammer you get from the actual birds, because you won't really have the stats for them, and Gavland, who is a merchant you can sell to, gives you a good price for these items. And the more souls you get, the better, is what I would say. So we just do this. Alrighty, we killed him, and now we're going to open this door. We're going to get a cracked red eye orb in here, and that's all we got. Now you may be thinking, Kane, you're picking up random items along the way. I am, yes, but they're going to serve a purpose, because later on, when we have to return here, we will need to pretty much pick up the slack of other items, because when we do come back here, well, you will, because I won't be demonstrating it in this playthrough. You'll want to go through here and collect any item that's here, so you don't ever have to come back here again, because there's nothing really here other than the stone wing. You only return here twice. The stone wing is one of the reasons, and the other one is to see what's behind there, which leads to a coffin. But I'm getting ahead of myself. And plus, these random items you're getting also give you the ability to sell for more souls. And the more souls you get, the better. Now, before we do anything, we're going to drop down here so we can get 2 weapons here. We're going to get a lovely morning star and the sacred chime. And binoculars. Now, the Morning Star is going to be one of the main weapons you're going to use as the warrior, at least for the early part. You can keep using it if you wish, but it's up to you. Because when we get to the halfway point, when we're close to killing the pursuer, and so on, we will pretty much not be needing to worry about the Morning Star or any other weapon really, because then you'll have the options to actually use a weapon of your choice, and I will demonstrate the weapons you can get. So yeah, this is the effective way and means of pretty much getting things started mostly. So starting off, let's bop the bonfire because I didn't do that yet. There we go. Now let's go and collect the Estus Flask shard, which is just by the well over here. There we go. Now before we do return to the Emerald Herald to get the thing, we're going to go in here, past him, and we're going to collect our first Titanite shard. There we go. And now we're going to go and get ourselves both the Estus Flask, and we're going to get ourselves the second part to it. So instead of having just one of them, we'll have two at least. So just skip her dialogue if you don't care what she says, or listen to it if it's your first playthrough, and upgrade the Estus Flask. And that's it. Now, I recommend we switch out of the inventory the life gems for the Estus Flask, and then put the life gems as second. Now we're going to sit by the bonfire if you've been hurt, and west. There we go. Now, normally it'll be best to go through the Forest of the Fallen Giants, but I recommend we go to Hate Tower Flame, and the reason for this is because you get a good amount of souls very quickly. Now you may be thinking, you're going there, why? It's because the boss there is very, very easy to kill. However, there is one downside to doing it this way, and the downside is when you, and this is only in the Skull of the First Sin edition only, by the way, but when you go through here and you kill the Dragon Rider boss, all of the enemies within the area will be hostile. Now, it may be a good idea to actually go to the left side and kill that boss, but if you want a quicker means to get some souls and to get yourself your build quickly built, I recommend doing it this way. And it's actually much more less taxing too on your mental side too. Oh, there's nothing up there, I keep forgetting. Aha! So go up here, collect the broken sword, but we just wanted the soul packet it had. Now we're going to go through here. So, now that we're up here, we're going to pop the bonfire on the right hand side, so we'll be able to have an ability to just teleport here whenever we'd like to. There we go, sit by it so we can reset the spawn of that dude up there. And we're gonna go. Just run past them, you don't have to engage with any of them, other than the one that's here, because there is a few healing items there, plus a soul packet. So just bait this guy to do his little slammy attack. There we go. Go up here and just keep on running. Now I will say, and this is, at least for me, in my encounters of this, to be somewhat RNG in terms of how to kill this boss, because normally, in normal terms, you're supposed to kill him normally, like attack him and fight him in normal, as always. But here's the thing. This boss can be killed very easily with a very small platform, because normally you kill these big guys, there'll be levers that come out. Oh, bugger. I'm being cornered by this big guy. I may die. Yes, I am going to die. Yep. Thanks a lot, big boy. Your big ass is a terrible, terrible thing. But yeah. So yeah, as I said, I'm not a pro, and with people who throw videos on the internet, they probably edit the shit out of the bits where they die, or they do it in the perfect take. But not me. I'm not perfect. But hey, if you're watching this, you probably enjoy it. I don't know. But anyway, as I said, just one past them. Roll if you need to, and just keep one in. Just keep on running. That's the rule of thumb here. But don't never let your stamina run out too much, because if you do, you won't get the chance to actually run past most things. Run past this guy, and we don't have to worry about the souls. Fuck it. It's only 410. Now count to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, so he didn't attempt to actually fall into the pit. Normally he does. And if this happens, it's best to just try and get him to do it. If not, you can just fight him normally. He's not a hard boss. In fact, you can probably kill him with the broken sword, because one benefit of the broken sword is that it actually staggers things, or shall I say it makes them move and stagger a little bit. And his weakness is actually on this shield arm. It's not ideal to kill him though. Just two-hand it. Two-hand the sword. I'm dead. I rolled into him. I meant to try and roll to the right. But oh well. Alright, so the RNG gods wasn't very favourable to me there, but you'll see what I mean when we get this done. And heck, I may be able to edit this out and make myself look like a pro, but if you're watching this live, you're seeing me suck hard. But anyway, one past this lot. So just one down here. We're gonna bait this big guy to do his slam attack. Oh. And hopefully not get caught up in it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. Instead of him rolling in, or should I say thrusting his ass into the floor, it was me who thrusted myself into the water. The RNG gods are a cunt. The most effective way is always to try and just stay on the right side. But I assure you though, you may be thinking, why are you dying? This isn't really a good idea. Yes, it's not a good idea, but the payoff is really worth it, because the souls you get from killing the actual Dragon Rider is very good. You get 12,000 out the get-go, and from the 12,000 you'll use it to level up a little bit, and the rest you'll keep on hand to use to purchase things. At least a few things you'll get from the old hag lady. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay, I'm an idiot. RNG gods hate me so much. See, when you enter the fog gate, you have to count down to 7. It's always 7. And it's supposed to happen. But the problem is, it's a bit of a bitch, because the game is a bitch. It doesn't always want to follow the rules, as you can see with most things. Because the one thing that this game has got a notorious little reputation of is that they have a bad habit of, shall we say, having broken hitboxes and stuff like that. And also welcome whoever just joined the stream, hopefully you're all enjoying. But as we are going down here, just avoid the big guy if you can. Just roll to the left and go through here. Hopefully he won't attack you. And just wait right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He just got a bit pissy, didn't he? But as I said, even though you can't really... he didn't do the actual thing we wanted him to do, which was just sit there and get killed by the lovely stupidity of his AI. We can, however, kill him with the broken sword, and I will demonstrate it. If my character doesn't take 2 years to die. Or shall I say, he doesn't die. Two hand, slash. And as I said, the broken sword has a good stagger ability. And it's funny how this weapon has that. Rapiers have this too. Oh, I'm bollocks, I forgot that I didn't have the health. We may die. Kane needs food badly. Pop the gem. Just always remember, stay behind the guy. I'm being a bit aggressive, but remember, his right side, or shall I say, the shield arm is his vulnerable side that you roll to whenever he does an attack. As long as you stay behind him, he's pretty much defenseless. Oh, I rolled in my... As you can see. See, that's the one bad part about being on the small platform, and the thing is, it's good to have a small platform because his AI is stupid that he just will fall into the wall and die. That's the strategy here. Normally the strategy, but the thing is, in the time I've played this game, it's always been like pot luck whenever I've attempted to kill the guy with that strategy. But it's recommended to do it because it's a quick kill and you get lovely souls in return. However, I will say that you can still kill him with the broken sword. And you may be thinking that you're probably wasting time, but stick with it. You get 12,000 souls plus an extra 6,000 from his actual soul. And you can continue onwards, and you'll be able to have access to the great sword if you wish to do a great sword and shield build. This is the only strategy I can actually give you that can give you this big giant sword out the get-go and have a good build at the beginning, at least close to the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And he's dead. There you go. See? RNG gods, they either say yes or they say no. And it only took me 5 deaths. So there you go, proof right there in the pudding. 12,000 souls. Now, some of it you're going to be using on her because you will need her to pretty much just give you just one spell, which is just the med heal. The reason why you want to go for either one of these two is because they're the cheapest one that she has. Although, it's recommended to go for just heal. And when I say cheapest, I mean it's the cheapest spells you can get for the class that you have to be able to heal yourself, because later down the line, the best thing for a warrior to have is an alternative way to heal other than just life gems. Because you don't want to rely only on life gems or Estus all the time. You'll want at least some sort of form of magic. And just keep speaking to her so she'll be able to disappear when you sit by the bonfire. And we'll pop this bonfire and we'll sit by it to make her disappear. And there you go. What's up, Kane? Happy Thursday morning. And thanks for that there, teddy bear. Hopefully your day is good too. And hopefully your morning will be good too. So now we're done there. We've got a lovely amount of souls. We're going to go straight to the Emerald Hound and attempt to level ourselves up. Now I'm going to recommend some things for you to pump the souls into. Ah, and she's right there. Okay, so wait for her to get up from her arse. Blah blah blah. And here we go. Now, the thing I recommend to do is put your vigor all the way up to 10. Then attempt to make your status for strength go up to 20, your dex to 12, and then you continue from there. And then you leave. So now, if you have done it without dying at this point, or you have died, I recommend you use your 1S human effigy to pop yourself to be human. So you may have at least all your health back here, and you'll be able to get to the next area with some health. And so there you go. Now we're going to go to the Forest of the Fallen Giants. Yeah, just got myself a coffee and now relaxing and watching you. Well, I'm glad to hear you enjoying your coffee there, Teddy Bear, and hopefully I'll be an entertaining streamer for you, and hopefully you'll gain some intel on the guide that I'm creating here. And to anyone who's watching, hopefully you're enjoying the pain and suffering of my failed attempts of RNGesus in this sometimes. Because, as I said, when you do that trick with the Dragon Rider, it's a 50-50 chance. At least for me it's been. Most people I've seen can do it flawlessly. But for some reason with me, I fail it all the time. But he's an easy boss to kill. And with the broken straight, I think this is the broken straight sword here. Yes, broken straight sword. With the broken straight sword, you'll be able to just constantly stagger his ass while you're staying behind him. Just don't roll off the edge. And there you go. So this is why you want to use the human effigy, because you get one from this crate, and yeah. So go here, pick up the Homeward Bone and the Soul Packet. And we're going to go here. Do not engage with the troll or the Cyclops, whatever you want to call that enemy. You do not want to engage with it. And in this area, you want to switch to your dagger and just deal with these guys as quick as possible. So two-hand it and just stab them to hell. Nice kill there. There we go. Now, I recommend popping the bonfire, but do not rest at it. Because this is not a worthwhile bonfire. You only pop it just in case you die. So, right here, deal with this guy. But be careful with his mate that has the arrows. Lower up your shield, and go in for the kill. And check your back, because it may be covered by enemies. And as you can see, the dagger makes short work of them, and it's in quick succession. With using the regular broken straight sword, you may do a bit more damage, but your stamina suffers for it. Because just trying to kill them takes a bit of time to just kill a single enemy. With the dagger you can quickly do quick stabs and you won't lose too much stamina. That's why it's kind of essential to get it in the beginning part of the game. Now, when you get to here, do not attempt to engage with any of the enemies that are on the floor, because most of them are playing dead. The only one you want to engage with is this guy here after picking up this item. And then you're just going to go to this ladder, climb up a little bit, and then come back down, because there'll be a guy that's going to be waiting for you. There you go. Two-hand your dagger, and just lay into him. Yeah, teach him to not be climbing down the ladder when you're near it. So then you go up here, and we're going to pick up some extra items and then deal with the guy that's at the top. Lovely soul packet. And we're going to jump over there and kick his ass. There you go. Now over here you get your very first sword that's worth a damn, which is a short sword. You want to switch out your broken one for the short sword. Now this acts just like the regular long sword, but the only difference between the two is that the long sword does much more damage. And I will demonstrate to you while picking up some extra items. You want to kill everyone here to be able to get some of the souls. Human effigy. There you go. Now, if you do get, by any chance, one of the hollow soldier's the foot soldier sword, you're very lucky. But if you do not get it, then there's no harm, no foul. To be honest, the better weapon is always going to be the long sword. Every build in this game you should utilize that sword, for it is one of the best weapons in the game. For nearly any class can use it, even the spellcasters. So now we've gotten to here and we've killed pretty much everyone here. We're now going to be going down here, and you're going to want to replace your dagger with the Morning Star. You should have the stats now, because around here is going to get a bit hard in terms of enemies. Club for life. Hey there, Vish. And yeah, the club is a good weapon, but in the early parts of the game, it's a bitch. Do that, and club that guy. This guy too. Now the reason why I say to only use the club now, is, or shall I say the Morning Star, is because the reasoning behind it is that it's one of the best weapons to kill the enemies fairly quicker. And you'll see the one I'm referring to. But you can even use it here to kill these guys, the ones with the long swords, or shall I say the big swords. There you go. And if you're half health or nearly dead, take a swig now. It's good to at least have one on hand. If not, you could always use one of the many of the little life gems you've collected, or you may have started off with. Now deal with this guy quickly, because this guy is going to be a pain due to his tendency of throwing bombs. And don't do what I did there, which was just rolling on the floor like an idiot. Now while this is happening, you might be attacked by some guys that are on the opposite side of the wall there, because for some strange reason they aggro to you even though you are pretty much not in their line of sight. It's strange. You want to pick up this bucklet. It's not really a good shield because it doesn't do that much defense, other than it doesn't do as much as this one pretty much. Because the best shield to get in the early game is the one you will get in a bit. And we're going to deal with this guy here. Oh, I got whacked. And we killed him. Now we're just going to go over here, pick up this item, and then we're going to open up the doors here. Now comes some of the soul packets that you've been holding on to, or you may use the Dragon Rider soul if you wish. Now what I recommend to do is, if you do have the Dragon Rider soul, pop it now to be able to get yourself some of the items that this old hag lady has. Reasoning is because you would want some of the things she has so you can get some extra items, plus you'll be able to get yourself one of the most important wings to get souls quickly, and I'll demonstrate which ones I refer to. And also welcome everyone else who joined the stream. Hopefully you will enjoy. You're going to want to go here and purchase the Ferrous Lockstone, the key to the blacksmith's house, and you'd want to try and buy all of her life gems as well. Now you talk to her.
My name is you.
Now if she hasn't, you know, done the take this thing, you'll want to pop another soul packet. Because most times she does after that, but if that's not the case, you pop at least a few of your soul packets you have. Pop 3 of these, which you should have if you've been following, and just talk to her again. You want to try and at least buy one of the human effigies and then talk to her. That's strange, she's not giving me the wing this time. What an old hag. Okay. Now she's before, when I bought it, when I bought the items, she gave it to me out the get-go. For some strange reason, she didn't do it that time. I hate the RNG of this game. It hates me. But anyway, you do those, and you pretty much got yourself an important wing, which you're going to need to use now. This wing will give you some extra souls from every kill, and it's even more important because you'll be able to get yourself more souls from the boss that's here, plus the evil Knievel man that everyone hates in this game, called the Pursuer. And the reason because he's an asshole to every person who's played this game first time is because he's a pretty hard boss for early people. Because he's fast and he's got a few moves that are a bit difficult to avoid. However, if there is some cheese strats to killing him, and I'll demonstrate one of them that I know of, if it works. And let's take this Divine Blessing. Now you're going to roll down here and sit by the bonfire. Now before you do anything, we're not going to go pursue any further here. We're going to go backwards and attempt to get one of the best weapons for pretty much every build in this game. Just kill this guy because you don't want him to follow you when you go down. So we're going to go down here and deal with this guy. Just don't let his mate, you know, ruin your date. Alrighty. Go here, pick up this item, and then we're going to go down these routes. And now we need to deal with this guy. Just poke him to death. And go down slowly. Now if you're taking damage, just heal if you need to. And here we go. Oh, bollocks, bollocks! Ooh! That hit the bloody terrible. Oof. There you go. Now we're here. We'll just take care of these guys. Now this is why the Morning Star is one of the best weapons to use here. It's that dude there, the big guy. He's fairly easy to kill with the short sword, but you can make him quicker to kill with the Morning Star. Because he's an armoured man and he takes a lot of hits. So just go near him, wait, or okay. Wait for him to finish, whack. Roll back. Whack. Roll back. Wait a bit for your stamina. Whack, whack. He's done. Now, we're going to go down in the fire cave here. Now, be careful because it's RNG here too in terms of the hit detection of the bombs here. Sometimes it hits you, sometimes it doesn't, but most times it doesn't. And here you go. The fire longsword. One of the most useful weapons in all of the game. Take the Proud Knight's soul and go down here. And kill this guy. And we're going to also take a couple extra items that are just over here before we go down another cave system to continue onwards. Now, the big guy here, you can two-hand your long sword, just wait for him, and poke. The most effective means of this weapon is the poke ability you can get when you just two-hand it. Because it's just a in-out kind of thing. It's not taking 2 years like the short sword or anything like that. Because when it comes to Dark Souls, one of the most important things to have is speed. If you're very slow to use any kind of weapon, regardless of the damage, you pretty much die if your opponent is very fast. Even if your attack is very damaging and it's slow, you can die very quickly. So having a means of actually dealing damage and being fast, it's very good. Now, you can either avoid these guys or kill them, but I recommend you kill them because extra souls, and yeah. Just don't end up being like me, who's already nearly dead. Just pop a gem if you're nearly dead, though. But if you want to avoid them, just do that. There you go. Or you could wait right here and they may climb. Sometimes they climb, sometimes they don't. If they do, just poke them. The best means to kill. Poke, poke. It always takes 2 pokes for regular enemies, and either a couple more, like 3 or 4 if it's a bigger guy. And there you go. Now you're back here. Now I'm going to show a little trick speedrunners do in this game. You're going to buy at least 2 more of the bombs, the fire bombs that she has, 2 more of them.
Thanks.
You want to go here and equip them. Speedrunners do this ability because you can pretty much blow up this wall. There's an AoE to the fire bombs. However, it's kind of like RNG, like pretty much everything I've demonstrated in this game. Now you throw it at the wall like this, it should blow up. But it's supposed to be this spot right here. It's a pain because it's kind of RNG. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like now, it didn't work at all. But you can blow it up with a firebomb. But if you can get it to work, you'll have a shortcut to the next area. But we'll go through the long way because the shortcut couldn't be unlocked early. But it's fine. Kill these 2, then you go over here and you're going to deal with this guy here. Soul of the Lost Undead. And we're going to go over here. Now, we're going to deal with this guy because he's a fake. Now we're going to go through here. Now, do you remember the guy from before that was shooting arrows at us when we were trying to climb up here? Well, he's just over there, and the big guy here too. So what you want to do is, this guy is going to try and attack you. You want to bait him a little, like this. You want to try and make him whack the actual barrel so he can blow himself up. There you go. You might get blown up a little too, because he's a bit of an idiot, this guy. But there you go. Kill him quickly. Take a swig of your juice, and there you go. Poke, poke. Now you see this guy up here. If you're lucky enough to get a single or couple throwing knives, you'll want to use it on this guy because he's a bit of a pain because he throws fire bombs at you from pretty much this angle here. When you get to these stairs, he starts to throw them at you. Now he's one of the necessary things because you can actually make him throw a firebomb near these barrels. And that's if he doesn't throw it at you to kill you first, that is. Because he's a bit of an idiot, so he doesn't have a good aim. But he has a good aim to hit you, though. But because he's in our way, kill him like this. But note one thing. If you do kill him without him blowing up the barrels for you, you can use your fire longsword and do it yourself. But here's the thing, you will take major damage from this, so be prepared. See? And there's your shortcut. Heal if you need to. And kill this guy. Now, this is a strategy you can cheese the pursuer with. What you do is, I'm going to also take off the shield to make this a little bit easier for equipment load. We're going to try and run onto the waiting right here. And then we're going to try to jump and roll to the ladder. What this will do is trigger the pursuer to do his spawning thing. When this happens, you'll notice by the bird coming by. And when this happens, you would want to run backwards and sit by the bonfire. The thing is, just like everything I've demonstrated, it has RNG effect bullshit onto it, as far as I can tell. So, if you can't get it to work, I'll show you how to actually kill the pursuer up there as the warrior class. It will take some time, but I will show you. Wait for the stamina to regenerate. And there you go. We got it to work. So we run backwards. Real quick. Do this. Oh, oh, oh. Wow. Ow. It looks like it didn't work. Bit of a shame. But you can trigger the pursuer to spawn. I wasn't fast enough, sadly, to get back to the bonfire. But when you trigger it, you come back, you sit by the bonfire, and he'll basically fall from the sky and die. And in doing this, it helps us because you'll get the Wing of Blades very early, and you get his soul, and you get all the souls that he gives when you kill him anyway. But that's okay though. It doesn't matter that we couldn't kill him with the strap. But what we will do now is we're going to attempt to go back up there, not get killed, but hopefully by the fire bombs. Deal with the big guy here, if he decides to wake the hell up. Poke, poke. Roll back. Poke, poke, poke. Oh, and he whacked me too. Nice. There you go. So, pop a life gem. And we're going to also try and whack him with one knife that we have. There you go. So, in doing so, we'll climb up here, and we're going to target the first enemy on the right of us. Because this guy's going to be the most annoying of the bunch that's up here that will try to kill us, other than the fire bomber. Kill them. Gauntlets, and a torch. Now, we'll pick up the Estus Flash Shard, and we'll also go here and pick up the repair powder. We're going to kill this guy just here, because extra souls. And we're going to return back to Majula. And the reason for this is so we can have a bonus one to our Estus flask. You will need it for the fight coming with the pursuer. And while you're here, you can also get yourself the blacksmith unlocked, and you can also get yourself a bow, which you might need later on. Well, actually, I would say it's kind of essential for later on. So let's open up the blacksmith's place and get the short bow. Every class should at least have a short bow at some point, because it's very useful for later on use, to try and aggro enemies from a distance, to try and get them to come to you, or if you just need to whack a guy from far away, or just get them, you know, to move away or something. So yeah, now that we're here, we're going to talk to the Emerald Herald, and upgrade our Estus flask. Now let's talk to the blacksmith so he can get his arse into there, and then we'll be able to just go in there and pretty much upgrade. And he's gone. Okay, now we can return back to the forest and we'll be able to go from there. And I teleported to the wrong place in the forest. Apologies for that. Don't do what I do in terms of these silly little mistakes. Okay, so now that we're here, we're going to equip the shield that we had before, which is the Iron Polemark. And we're going to go through here. We're going to kill this guy just here. And we're going to kill this guy. Okay, killed that guy. And we're gonna slide down these... Alrighty. Now, there's a trap in on the white iron side, which you're gonna try and activate. You'll kill one guy, but you wanna two-hand your sword just in case they all come at you, so... Oh, they all got pissed. Now, I've killed the two that are here, but always check your 6, because there's always one extra guy. There he is. Great arrow. And you're going to get yourself a lovely soul packet. Now going down here is where the forest lockstone comes in. This is one of the reasons why you want to buy it. Not just to get the soul ring, but to also get yourself an extra item. Now, just to let you know, this is a trap. It's either going to be a bow, or it will be poison. If it's poison, just roll out the way. So once doing that, you'll want to put the Ferrous Lockstone just here. Then you want to turn around and just go down here. Whack this door, and then you'll have two lovely chests with some lovely materials, and you'll also have yourself this beautiful ring. This ring is one of the best rings for both the swordsman and for the warrior. And you want to equip it immediately. Now there's a door just here which you can only unlock by basically knocking, so like this. Whack it once and then wait. And if you've been hurt, just pop a life gem while you wait. And the kind gentleman behind it will open the door for you. And then he'll try to kill you. Because you don't have the pizza. And you just wait for them to come to you. And you just poke them to death. One of the best abilities of the longsword. Just the poke ability. There you go. And in here you'll get yourself the life ring. Now you do not need to use it, but you also want the large titanite shard that it comes with. Although why you would want it though is to sell, because when you sell it you can get a good amount of money. Because good old Gavlan can buy anything off of you for the white price. Just talk to Pate there. Now this is a trap, and you know it is because that drops behind you, and you want to two-hand your sword and get ready to poke them to death, or they might jump at you and do that. Just roll backwards and wait for them to stop their attacking animation and poke. You will get damaged, but it doesn't matter. You'll be pretty much just rolling all over these guys with the poking ability of the sword. There you go. And a throwing knife to count, because why not? Plus another. Oh, a shield, nice. Alrighty, and in here there'll be a an item that we can pick up, plus there'll be a hidden door just here. Or should I say a hidden wall. And you'll get yourself the Sorcerer's Staff and Amber Herb. Stuff you can sell to the good old Gavlan. And it's all worth it because souls are good for you in the early game. Any amount is always good.
Wow.
And just talk to Pate until you get the white soapstone real quick. And there you go. Now one down here, and you can pick up a lovely item just here. Green Blossom. Now, we'll one down here, and we're gonna kill this guy just here. He dropped the life gem. And we'll kill this guy. Or guy, shall I say. And behind here is, if I remember correctly, Soul Packet. Yep. There we go. And now we're going to take the ladder to go upstairs so we don't get bombed by the guys from upstairs, because there's a couple guys up there that just throw fire bombs. And because the area down there has loads of powder kegs, you're going to get blown up very quickly. And there'll be a light crossbow here to pick up for yourself. Now before you attempt to go down there and kill those guys, you want to go over here because there's a guy that's hidden. And you can tell by his shadow, so do what always happens. You kill him. And you get yourself a smooth and silky stone that you can drop by near the beginning of the game. Now you do not need to worry about the item that just there because it is a fairly hard jump to get to pull off. But if you can perform it, which I always fail it, you will get a lovely item out of it. Oh, I got killed. Oh well. It's because I tried to jump down and, or should I say, try to jump up there and get the lovely item that was hidden there, but my ass couldn't grab it because I suck at jumping. But that area is very difficult because the jump is kind of difficult to perform. You have to do it at the right moment just to get up there. But not to worry. Things like that happen. And one of the best things I can say for Dark Souls, or any kind of game like this, just keep on trying until everything's over. Never give up, never surrender, as one man said in the movie. Just jump down here, and you don't have to worry about that there, but if you are worried, you can attempt to go through it. But just go off to the side and kill the guy just here. He will follow you if you do attempt to go up the ladder though. So just avoid that, those two there, you don't have to kill. Just climb up here. So if you did happen to die like I did, trying to collect the item or any other kind of weird thing that happened, just go through here and just prepare to jump. There'll be a guy on these two here, and then there'll be a guy down here. What you want to do is try and do this. Oh, and I avoided it. Oh well, what a shame. At least die and pick up your items, at least. Hit detection, you hate me. The game is a bit wonky with with your attempt to jump on things. Because when you try to just jump attack or fall down and attack, sometimes it connects, sometimes it doesn't. But as I said, not to worry, never give up. And I'm just going to use this, you don't have to. Sir Gaddy always needs to be Gaddy for himself in human form. So, we kill him. And we'll take an extra item, because why not? Because they always drop it sometimes. They'll drop down here. And we'll go through here. Now, you may be thinking, why are you bothering with constantly trying to kill these guys? The reason before it is that you can get another item here. It's not necessary, but it's a good item to sell. And that's a mule breaker, it's a rapier. And when we do get to the point where we get to actually play as the swordsman, it's good to have a rapier with him and a long sword. Or even a what do you call it? A curved sword and a rapier. So just like before, we're going to try and attempt to fall down and do that. See, that time it worked. Last time it failed because the game hates me. But don't let it kill you and don't give up. And we're going to get ourselves the mule breaker just here. There you go. And we'll go down here. Just be careful that none of these guys stab the barrels, because these guys can blow up the barrels. Oh. Just remember, poke, that's all you need. Two-hand the sword, click the heavy attack to just poke. It's one of the best abilities this sword has. Just climb up here and we're going to get ourselves a lovely homeward bone and a gem. Now lure them one at a time. And poke him to death. Now this guy, we're going to wait for him to... or just get stabbed, because why not? And stab his ass for attempting to commit genocide to you. Now before we go through the fog right here, there's a big guy just here. You want to kill him quickly, because it's best to take care of him. So you'll be able to pretty much get the other items that are here. I got whacked still, that hit detection. Whack. Roll. Stab, stab, there you go. Remember, don't double stab unless you're determined, or should I say, you know for a fact he'll die from the next 2 hits. It always takes about 4 stab pokes to kill the big armored guys. Now this is a trap right here. Look up, go back, and they'll start to fall. Here they come. Stabby stab. And just let them come to you. Next one up. Stab. Stab. Back, back, back. Stab. Stab. And another stab. And if you need to, heal. But the reason why we're here is because there's a halberd just here. So... the reason why I'm collecting both the halberd, morning star, and all these other different weapons is because you'll either have the weapons you want at the end of the forest of the fallen giants before you get to the actual cave, just past the Hades Tower Flame, that you'd want to use, or you will be getting it soon, with that being the great sword. Now we're going to go in here and kill this guy real quick. There we go. And the reasoning for these weapons that we're collecting is so you can pretty much just use them if you want. So if you want a halberd build, you can go for it. Now before we take the ladder, we're going to go here. And we're going to go back to the ladder just here. And going up the ladder, we'll be able to go right here and pretty much sit by the bonfire. and we're gonna go backwards. Now the two enemies you need to kill is this guy, and you're gonna want to try and, well, since this popped up, why not kill the other guy that's coming, the one who was pretending to be dead, or shall I say sleeping, I don't know what you want to call it other than pretending to be dead. Also take the lovely arrows here, and here we go. There'll be one more enemy up before we fight the last giant, but he shouldn't be too much of a problem. And at this point we should be fairly good with our poking abilities, so there you go. Now I recommend summoning Pate, because this is the only way to continue his storyline, and summoning Sellsword Loot if you're playing Scholar of the First Sin. If you're not, then summon Pate and try and beat the boss with Pate. It's the only way to continue the storyline for Pate. And you'd want to do that if you want to get a few extra items as well. It's not just for the backup, because to be honest this boss is very easy even without the backup. But having backup to help the guy you want to continue the story with is very good. But yeah, here we go. Avoid this and just go for his foot. And remember, don't always be like me where I just use all my stamina in one go. I just feel a bit ballsy. Just keep some stamina, just double tap, poke. Don't do it too much. Unless you know you can get away with it, like when he pulls his arm off. Oh boy, Pate's taken too much damage. Oh, I got whacked there. And he's dead. Best part is, Pate didn't take too much damage. Loot did. And there you go. You should have quite a lot of souls from that fight. Plus, you've got the soul of the last giant, so you can pop it whenever you feel like it. That'll give you an extra 2,000 souls. Now before we do attempt to go anywhere else, we're going to go back and sit by the bonfire, and we'll be prepared to fight the pursuer. And this is only if the little trick didn't work. If the trick didn't work, it's fine. So now that we're here, it may be a good idea to return a medulla, so you'll be able to prepare yourself by leveling up a little bit, and I'll show you what you want to level up. Now, with the souls we have, we're going to be putting it into our dex to get it up to 15. And the rest will be put into strength until we're level 27 on it. And there you go. The reasoning for this is so you'll be able to use both the... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. The reason why you want to do this is so you'll be able to have the ability to use either the Great Sword, which is very, very heavily strength dependent, and the Dran Lake armor set, which is past the Pursuer. But because we're not really set on the weapon we want just yet, because we haven't killed the Pursuer yet, we need to pretty much just get ourselves to that point. So we're making ourselves being able to have the ability to use whatever we want, because before you say that you're going to go for whatever type of weapon you want, You want to at least have the stats and then get the weapon you want and then dedicate your resources to leveling it up. If that makes sense. Because you've only got enough to level up a bit of your armor and at least level 2 of one of your weapons. So, just like before, take care of the fakes, or the guys that are trying to block your way. There you go. Take care of this guy. There we go. Alright, so we've taken care of pretty much anybody that would be following us, or attempting to follow us, shall I say. Now with that, we'll be able to open this door and continue onwards. Now the enemies here are a bit annoying due to the fact that they take more hits than the regular enemies that you've been dealing with so far. They take 4 stabs of your sword. And there we go. And with that done, we can go upwards and we can deal with one more, but be careful of the one guy that's shooting arrows at you. And there we go. Now we can deal with the archer. Now, if you hurt, use a few of your life gems. It's no harm in doing it. So take up the soul packet. Now, if you've gotten to the point where you've not killed the pursuer or anything like that, you'll be here. Now, this place is a bitch because there's not much of a platform you could move around. There's also a bit of a hole on the right-hand side. But here's the thing. You can cheat this by using the catapults, or shall I say the big massive arrows launchers that are here, to kill him. But it's very whisk dependent, because if you use it, it takes time to go through the animation of loading it up and then firing it. So, I recommend you do not do that. And I'll show the best way to kill the guy. Skip the cutscene, here we go. Now remember, when he does this attack, roll to the right and stab. Or just walk to the right, but it's normally good to roll. He's not a terribly hard boss, though. Duh. Oh, and he still got me there. That's very bad hitboxes right there. When the sword is blue, just roll to the right. It's always his weak spot. The right side of him is his weak spot, where the shield is. Always move when he does that attack. Whenever he does that attack, it's one of the best opportunities to just take a slash at him. And if he does that, it's a good opportunity to heal. Or poke him, and if he does, he'll be like this. When he does that, it'll be a good opportunity to actually load up the arrow and shoot him, but I recommend not doing that because it's very risky. And he's dead. See? A very easy boss. You just need to know the pattern to take him out. There you go. You get quite a lot of souls from him. Normally you'd get about, I believe, 12,000 from him when you don't have the wing equipped, but when you do, you can pretty much get a good amount at 12, about 22,000, 20,300 souls. And down here's the Dragon Lake armor set. Now at this point, you just want to go straight back to the bonfire. You do not want to attempt to fight any of the guys here, you just want to make a mad dash back to the bonfire. And yeah, when we get to the bonfire and teleport back to the Majula, I will show you the next thing to do. Okay, so now we're back in Majula, a very nice safe haven. So now you should be at least, hopefully, at level 31 with your vigor at 10, your strength at 27 and your dex at 15. Now, you can have one extra point to level up by the Emerald Herald, if she decides to move her ass, and then put it into your strength. And you'll be at level 32. And at this level, you'll have the ability to use the Great Sword. Now comes the part where I would say is pretty much one of the best ways to go. You want to remove both the gloves and the helmet and replace your chest piece with the Dragon Lake armor set. And replace your Palmer with the Dragon Lake shield. Both of these are much more effective and much better at defending you than the original armor set you start off with. So now that you're at this state, you have the choice of what weapon you want, unless you want to get the Great Sword. So why I haven't bothered to upgrade the weapons yet, or you may be wondering why I haven't, is because if you want to dedicate yourself to the longsword only, now will be a good time to upgrade it right now. Or you can upgrade the Morning Star. Or if you want to do a halberd build, you can do it right now with either the regular halberd, or if you're lucky enough, you can get the winged one from the enemies that you were fighting in the forest. Or you can get the Old Knight halberd, which is just past the Hates Tower Flame. And you can dedicate your build to that. But if you do not want to do any of these that you have right now, the best thing for you to do is to just upgrade your armor for now. Oh, didn't mean to do that. There we go. Now we're going to refine our armor piece, which is the chest piece. Oh, wait, never mind. Twinkling. You're going to refine the leggings, is what I meant to say. And you're going to put it by 1 point. And from here, if you wanted to go for any of these weapons, you can upgrade it as well. You can only level it up to 2, though. So yeah. So if you want to go for the Great Sword, which, let's say I'm going for it right now, we're going to go back to Hates Tower Flame at this bonfire right here. And we're going to just keep on going forward. Now, I may have quite a lot of souls, but the main gist of here is we're mostly just going straight for the Great Sword. We're not going for any other items or continuing on until we've got our build set. There you go. Just get that. And there'll be a big guy on the right hand side just here. He's one of the big guys that carries the giant swords. This guy's fairly easy to dodge. Just two-hand your sword and stab the hell out of him. Sometimes he has a seizure like that, and then if he does, you just avoid him. Ouch. Just like that, he had a seizure. So we'll heal ourselves. There we go. And in here will be a lovely, beautiful path to... Wait, I'm going the wrong way. To this guy. And he's guarding Sublime Bone Dust, which is very useful because it makes us heal our Estus Flask better. So when we use it and we're trying to heal ourselves, we can heal a lot better. So here we go. This guy is fairly easy to backstab too, so keep your shield up like this. In case, and here we go. Backstab his ass. Equip your two-handed and poke, poke, poke. He's dead. And then we'll get ourselves the Sublime Bone Dust. There we go. And with that now gotten, we can continue onwards. Oops. Oh, wait, never mind. It's a bit forward, yeah. Ooh, I'm going a bit crazy. So anyway. So, since we have not upgraded any of our weapons, we'll be going on our way to getting the Great Sword. So pretend that I'm going for the Great Sword in this build. You won't be upgrading anything other than your leggings. For now, anyway. Now, if you're thinking about going over here and dealing with him, do not bother, because you won't really need to bother about that guy. He does a bad effect on you, and you don't want to deal with that. So just avoid that and keep going forward. And here we are at this bonfire. I'm gonna light it up and sit by it. Now that we're here, we're going to go through here and we're going to attempt to get ourselves the Great Sword. But be careful. So that's what this place is called, No Man's Wharf. Okay, so keep your shield up and just avoid any of the arrows and stab this guy. And you get some free souls. And let's kill this guy. If he falls down, don't worry about him. Just worry about the enemies that are coming for you. Oh, I got whacked there terribly. Oof. Check your 6 when you get to there. That's what I was about to say before getting stabbed to death by Mr. Two-Handed Swordsman. But that's fine. But anyway, just go through here, keep your shield up when you're getting closer to this area, and take care of this guy so he doesn't come running after you. Completely forgot about him. Honestly, I did. And stab this guy, keep your shield up, and poke. Oh, what the hell, game? Okay. Ugh. Just always remember, two-hand a sword and just stab, stab, stab. Alrighty. So, we've gone to this point. We need to just be careful here and take these enemies out. This is essential. You want to go into this house and take care of this guy. And then take care of him. And be careful because his mate might be coming in after. Here he is. There you go. And then there'll be one more, or two more instead. Heal, if you need to. And there you go, got rid of him. Now you've done that, I'll take this way and this over here. There we go. So now that you've taken care of these guys, you now have a good point here to pretty much return backwards. Right. So what you want to do now is you're going to want to try and go back to the bonfire, but do not rest at it. Also take this item just here. Another soul packet never hurts anybody. And we're going to return back to the bonfire so we can light it. Unless you was lucky enough to get yourself a butterfly, fire butterfly or whatever it was called, that lights your actual torch early, it's recommended to go here and get yourself the torch. And in doing so, you would want to light the torch just over here. I'll show you. Alrighty, just one right here. And the reasoning for this is because the enemies up ahead may kill you, mostly the dogs, but this guy may kill you. But there's a dog behind that guy, this one here. If it jumps at you, it has a chance to actually kill your ass, because for some reason these dogs are annoyingly bullshit in this game. There you go. Careful of those two. And there we go. Now go up here and deal with the other guy that's just here, along with be careful of your 6 because of a dog. Now at this point, there'll be one more dog, who's right here. Take care of it. And there we go. This will be all the enemies you need to deal with so far. The other enemy to deal with, or should I say enemies to deal with, are frightened of the fire that this torch shows. So just take this and go up here. I'll show you which one to light as well. Light this one right here in case you die. You won't have to worry about these guys, just roll past them, fuck them. Just run past everything at this point. You do not need to worry about any of these guys. These ones don't attack you. And since the ones chasing you are going to try to attack you, they may get stuck due to the, you know, these guys being in the way. And be careful with that one. He bashes the wall in and, yeah. Avoid the hole. And open this up. And now open this one. Do not open the one next to it. If you do, there'll be a trap inside. And there you go. Great sword. Now upon doing so, you would want to go back here, or should I say down here, and grab this item just here. Lovely emit force, if you're going to go for a mage character, and that. Now, what we will do here is roll down here. And just keep on moving backwards. We're going to return back to Medulla. And we're going to light this fire here just as well, just as a kind of memorization of where you've been, because it'll come into play a bit later when we come through here. Okay, now we return to Medulla. So right now, you should be at this point where you have the great sword now. And with the great sword, where is it? There it is. You will be able to use it with 2 hands, or with just 1 hand. Just like this. So you can do this build. So pretending if you wanted to go for the great sword build, you would have went through that and not bothered upgrading any of your weapons. But now that you have some materials and all of that, you now can upgrade the great sword. And level it up to number 2. Oh, bollocks. Yeah. 1 and 2. There you go. And with it leveled up to 2, you'll be able to do a lot more damage. Now before we do anything else, if you have spare souls, which you most likely will, before you go and talk to the Emerald Herald, you want to buy some life gems, if you feel like you need more, that is. Buy at least 30 extra. It's always recommended to have at least a spare amount on hand. There you go. And if you have extra on hand, buy the fragrant branch of yore. You'll need it for later.
Thanks.
There you go. And now with that done, we will be able to go back to No Man's Wharf and attempt to continue onwards. So now you have, at this point, a good build. And normally I would say talk to the Emerald Herald if you have a few extra souls on hand to level up your vigor. Because at this point, if you do have extra souls, or you're willing to pop one of your soul packets, you can level up your vigor to 15, and then put a few more points into your vit, and put that to at least 10. Just so you can have more equipment weight, to have it around 50 equipment weight. So you'll be able to run around with a bit more heavier armor. And you'll be able to also equip gauntlets and helmet. So yeah. So for now we're not gonna do that, but when we get through here, say you want to keep all your soul packets, just go through here and you'll follow what I'll do. So there we go, deal with him. Deal with this guy. Now, be careful of this. There we go, here he comes. There we go. And now, before we go any further, because normally it's a good idea to keep going forward, but go through here. These are where the extra bits and pieces you can get some nice good stuff from. And deal with this guy. There we go. Now we will be returning back to Medulla because we're just clearing this area out before we fight the boss. And the reason for that is because we fat boy roll at this point. Take care of him. Take the... well, we dropped a nice bow there. That's very rare to get. Get a lovely soul packet. And we're going to also get ourselves the crate that's here. Titanite shard. So at this moment we fat boy roll. It's a bit of a shame that you can't, you know, we didn't have the souls at that point to pump it into pretty much having another point into, say, Vit and all that, so we'll be able to run around and have no more fat boy roll, but it's fine. Go in here, deal with this guy. Careful of his mate. Heal if you need to. There we go. And now, before we go forward, you'll want to go over here and take care of this guy. And the reasoning behind it is because you want to kill him to take a torch so you can have extra time, and you want the arrows. Oh, and be careful of him. Oh, bollocks, I missed. So right now, if you're doing the Great Sword build, you're pretty much a tank, which is good, because with this shield you'll be able to 100% block any physical attack. Sadly, you won't be able to fully block all of the elemental attacks, but you're good defense on regular enemies so far. Now before we go any further, just take care of this dog. There we go. And now let's get into this house. Now, if you want to, just talk to her real quick, or you could avoid or kill her, up to you. But it's a good idea to keep her because you'll get her armor set. Oh. Yeah, if he's here, that means the other guy's back. That's strange. Sometimes they aggro for no reason, it's weird. But anyway, I'm gonna deal with this guy here. Now check your 6 because there'll be another enemy sometimes. Oh wait, no, never mind. Okay, he's not there this time. Yeah, here we go, here he comes. There he is, fucking dog. Kill the dog, and there you go. Now, you want to be careful here because there's this guy here. Aggro him. Deal with his ass. Heal. And so, or so. Oh, bollocks. Oh. Am I really hitting the bloody... Oh, never mind. I forgot... there's another area that looks like that has a dude that's invisible. There. Oh well. Okay, so... go through here and get ready for these guys. There you go. Now, just like before, we're going to get ready for this dude. Kill him. Now, before we continue onwards, because we'll be needing a torch again, we're going to go downwards and deal with the other enemies, because this path here is a bit of a pain, but it's... I keep hearing that noise. Weird. But anyway, through here is an enemies, or shall I say, a load of enemies that are going to be annoying. And this little thing here is a bit of a pain, because when you hit this, or the enemies hit it, if you have fire, or if your weapon can light a fire, they'll basically light up the entire circle on the floor. It's annoying. And also welcome everyone else enjoying the stream. Hopefully you're all enjoying. And here we go. So try and aggro them if you can. And these guys will constantly be trying to throw things at you. This is when the short bow comes into play. And we're going to be using the iron arrows. And here we go, we're going to be pissing off some of the dogs. I missed. Don't be like me and miss. There you go, pissed them off. Now the dogs will be pissed off and they'll be trying to come to you, so that means you can take off the weapon and get ready. Here you go. One mighty swing, oh, you get most of them, or all of them. There we go. And there we are. Now, we can take care of the two-handed sword dude. Be careful, because he has a mate that comes in. Oh, bollocks! I tried to roll. And because of my character being a bit of a slow ass, he got fucked. Oh well. Don't be like me and get killed there. That's my best big thing for you. Don't be like that. Be better. Be smarter. Now, I'm going to quickly go back to where I was there. And I'm going to demonstrate to you all how to continue from there when you've killed off all the enemies that are there. Because it'll be best to go from there afterwards, and I'll show you what I mean. Game, I hate the lock-on system when it does that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm an idiot, so I'm just gonna lock on to the different direction. I don't like that sometimes in games. It's like, oh yeah, I'm a complete moron who can't aim for shit. Take care of the dog. Now we'll just go back to where we were. Sorry for because I died there. Apologies to that. Blame Sir Geddy, for Sir Geddy is the geddiest of them all. And just like before, we'll be killing the enemies here. Or the enemy. Aggro him. And piss off the dog and then kill the dog. Just like before. There you go. And don't get killed by the hollow man. Go for up here. Ah, and yeah, piss this guy off. His dog over there might get pissed off too, so be wary. Kill that, and then we're gonna kill, or shall I say aggro, this guy. Kill him, and there you go. Now we're gonna go over here and piss him off. Come on, and be careful of his doggy dog. D-O-G is what he spelled, but how I called him was naughty. There we go. And just like before, we'll be bringing our bow back out. Oh, forgot about you. Thank you. So here you go. And with the arrows, like before, we'll be triggering the doggo. And we'll be healing. And now we'll be dealing with these guys. Now the thing is, you'll be having these guys throwing, well, one guy throwing the thing and the bow guy. What you want to do is try and deal with this guy here, if you can. Just piss him off. Normally I would say kill the one guy, but I think the best strategy here is just to piss them off. They'll come after you, one at a time mostly. And yeah, just wait for them to come to you. If they get stuck on the wall, don't worry. You can always just go around and attack them, or wait for them. It takes time, but, you know, these things take time. That's all I can say. Just have patience. Have a little faith. Maybe bring some money. But anyway, enough jokes. Let's go through here and kill the last guy. And there we go. With that guy done, and you pick up your souls if you died, that is, you go in here. These guys are going to be pissed, so since you have a giant sword, just do this. Now be careful with this guy. Just strong hit him and strong hit this guy. There you go. Now with all this done, we'll open up this crate. And when you do that, Piss Boy comes out to come and kill you. Take the bandit set and go out and kill the guy. What the hell? Why did the lock-on disappear there? That was weird. I'm encountering weird bugs. Alright, now we'll go up here. Now get yourself prepared, because this guy does that. Kill him, and then we're gonna heal. And open up this chest. We'll get repair powder and a titanite shard. Now, you at this point, you can deal with this guy, Mr. Throws balls and shit at you. And with him dead, you can finally return to here. Oh, ow. Forgot to do the jump. You're supposed to want to jump there, but I'll do it. I'll just go back up there and jump for you guys to show you. Try to press the circle button, it's a bad habit. Anyway, so you want to get someone and just do this. There you go. Now we're up here, or should I say we're going to go up here. We can return backwards and get this. Because these enemies are frightened of the fire. You can also, if you want, like this, but it's up to you. You don't need to. I prefer, it's best to put it back there because you won't have anybody trying to shoot arrows at you. Now you can just avoid them, and since you've gone through the house, you can just run past everything and don't have to worry about the guy breaking the wall. But you will have to be careful due to this being a trap. Get silver talisman. Now be careful here because with poison it's a bitch. And you don't have to worry about any of these guys, just avoid them but deal with this one. Just kill him and continue onwards. Go. And there we go. Now in here, when we get up, or so not in here, when we're up here, we can pull the lever and it'll bring the bolt in. Now the reason why we won't be fighting the boss yet is because we want to get ourselves prepared. Get a life gem and a homeward bone. And go down here. We're going to make ourselves a shortcut. But before we do that, we need to go down slowly. And be careful of the enemy that likes to drop down from a certain place. Just avoid these guys though. These guys are a bitch. Now heal, and when you go over here, a guy is going to come down and try to kill you. Alrighty, so now you've done that, you come over here and there he is. Normally he comes from the top, this guy, but he this time came from the bottom, which is strange, but it's fine. We've dealt with him, and here we are. Now, there'll be another right here. Kill him quickly, and with him dead, we can open up this door. Now these guys here and these pots have poison, so be wary. If you're hurt, heal, because this place is pain. So what you want to do is position yourself just here on the table and oh, bollocks! I died. Ugh. Damn you! It's fine. You can get here quicker though, because now that you've got all the items from the top part, you can just quickly run past everything. You don't have to worry too much. You just want to unlock the shortcut. As soon as you do that, you're in the clear. And if you want to make things a little easier, switch back to your longsword, because you can roll properly with this. And that's one of the best things about having a great sword and longsword with you. You can pretty much just quickly move things along. Let me just poke this guy into the water. And we're going to run past everything as best we can. Heal and keep going. Just keep on moving. That's how you go. Just take care of him and just one. There you go. Take care of him and keep moving. Now you want to just quickly go over here and move this if you have happened to die. This is really important. So now that we've done that, we can go backwards, back to the bonfire. So then we can attempt to go back and actually reclaim some souls. There we go. Right. So at this point, with the shortcut unlocked, completely forgot to hit you into the water. Oof. Okay, game, you really hate me, don't you? I hate that he does sometimes decides to not bother, you know, stabbing straight. There's one weird glitch in this game that's annoying. Go quickly behind you. Kill you. And then we'll go through the shortcut. Now, down here leads to a spellcaster guy. He will only appear... Oh, hello there. Didn't mean to awaken your anger, but okay. So, down there a guy would be if we have enough intelligence. Since we are a warrior build, we won't have the intelligence to really get him to appear yet. What we will want, though, is to only have the ability to heal with magic. And you will be when you're done with this No Man's Wolf area and you've got a soul packet still and so on. So, yeah. Anyway, let's keep going. Deal with this guy. Backwards here, and here we... oh, never mind, this is the wrong area. Oh, bollocks, I forgot about you. And there goes all the souls I had, but it's a shame. It's fine though. At this point, you wouldn't be like me trying to go backwards to try and gain back your souls, because I'm trying to show you an item that you can get within that area. That's the thing I'm trying to get you to see. And sorry that I'm kind of shite in the bed here, but that's just how it works. Either the game is fucking with me, which is possibly pretty much most of the time, or I'm being screwed by my idiocy, which is pretty much accurate of what happened in there, but it's fine. Anyway, so, kill this guy. We'll make this guy drop to the floor, hopefully, and not bloody miss. Or we miss completely because my character's a retard. There we go. And we're gonna deal with this guy. There we go. There we go. Taking care of him. And now we can go through here. Okay. Drop him down and drop down with this guy to kill him. There we go. Now you see, I could have saved a lot of problems because what I was trying to do was just trying to go backwards. So I'll go back up here. And through the door that we tried to go through before we got fucking killed. So, just like before, we'll kill these guys quickly. Deal with that, and there we go. So, because we have a giant sword, we can do this. And we won't be breaking any of the pots near ourselves. Or if you have a bow, which you most likely will, you'll be able to pretty much just pop it right there. And you'll want to pop this. And since you have, if you've come to this area, you'll get this, and you would have picked up the great sword. So, if we're playing as the swordsman, we'll equip it only for this effect, and we can do this. Pop this open. And also kill a lovely bug. And there we go. Get ourselves a soul packet, another soul item, and a titanite shard, and another soul, and we're going to get a lovely item behind here too. The Royal Soldier's Wing. One of the most useful wings for the warrior class. And here we go. We're going to organize our wing sets. You would put this right here. Now, you can equip the Wing of Blades, but because we're using the Great Sword, you don't need to. But if you are using other weapons like the Halberd, it's recommended to use it, but you don't have to. But it's an additional kind of upgrade for yourself. For the beginning, that is. And there you go. I may have lost quite a lot of souls, but hopefully you didn't die like I did there. And you would still have all your souls, plus you will be able to go in here and unlock this door by just pressing the X button on it. You get yourself another couple items, some fire bombs, and another couple items. And check your 6 at all times, because there's always sometimes a guy that might come down the stairs. Another titanite shard. So just up here, be careful because of this guy. And here's our boy Gavland.
Who are you?
Now, this is why you want to accumulate so many items. It's because you want to get to Gavland so you'll be able to sell the items, such as the bucklet, the crimson one, your old iron one, your foot soldier shield, or any other shield for that matter. You just want to keep one, which is your primary one. You want to keep the binoculars. You want to keep the crossbow, and you want to sell the sorcerer's staff, and you would want to sell the bandit axe, the hand axe, the mule breaker, the morning star if you're not using it, the halberd if you're not using it, and the broken swords, along with the Dran Lake sword, along with the dagger, and keep the short sword. And as for wings, you would want to sell the life gem. I mean, the life gem, the life wing. And also, with that, you would also want to sell the Vanguard helmet and this, or any other excess armor you have, such as these. At this point, you should sell your hollow armor if you've taken any from any of the enemies so far. And get rid of the bandit set as a cell bonus. And sell the smooth and silky stone to Gavlan. And with that done, you would have quite amassed a lot of souls. At least you should. And with that, you'd want to buy yourself a couple of the poison knives. Just 10 at most. And with that done, talk to him.
Gavlan. What? Gavlan. With Gavlan.
And there you go. Speak with him, and you can open up this door here, so you have a lovely little shortcut if you wish to go back that way. Now, if you haven't died like I have and lost quite a lot of your souls, you should have quite a lot. And if you do, what you would want to do is return back to Majula and level up. So I'll show you what you should level up, and I'm going to use some of the soul packets, but do not do this. You shouldn't have died, and if you have died and lost all your souls like I have, then the soul packets are basically your rations. Only pop them if you are willing to use them for level ups. Don't use them for just merely buying items, because it's not really a good idea to do that in the early part of the game. So now that we're here, I'm going to be using the Pursuer's Soul to gain back most of the money needed, along with popping some of the smaller soul packets to get the needed amount to level up. And there you go. And with that, we'll talk to her again and level up. What we will be leveling up is the vigor, or not vigor, the vit to 10. So you'd at least have 50 or more of your equipment load. And then we'll put the rest into vigor to have more health. You would be at 41 at most. And within doing that, we will now return back to the beginning part of the game. And the reason why is Soul will be able to get the stone wing. Now you may be thinking, what's with the stone wing? It's not that good. It's not that good later on in the game, but for both a swordsman and a warrior in the early parts of the game, it's very, very useful. So right here we'll be killing the big giant cyclops. Two-handed sword. Oh, missed. And we killed it. Now you'll be getting the stone wing, and you can also get some lovely gold pine resin. And with that, you could either keep the wing of blades to have more damage, or more stagger. Stagger is very important to both a halberd and shield, or a sword and longsword and shield, or even a halberd, I mean not halberd, rapier and longsword, because you'll be able to stagger your enemy very, very badly with the stone wing equipped. Because rapier normally has good stagger, but plus the stone wing, it stacks. It's very good. Now we're going to return back to Medulla, and the reason for this is so we can finally go back and use a fragrant branch. This is just opening up a way to continue onwards, along with completing No Man's Wharf. So at this point you'll be able to at least have some paths you can go. And I know that this is pretty much a long guide for just a simple class, but you'll get the picture when we first do the first class, at least. Just talk to him real quick. Take this, and then we're going to go in here and get prepared, because it's best to use a longsword here, but a greatsword can work, and the reason for this is because of the fragrant branch that you're needed to be used on here. And you would want to just speak with this lady here, and if you had any spare items you could just give her like one article of clothing. But we'll leave her here for now, and open this, and get prepared for the bullsack men. Just be careful. I'm died. Oh well, I died to the poison. Oh well. It happens. It's recommended to use the longsword here because it's quick enough to kill them. But if you're not fat boy rolling like I am, you won't have to worry too much. Because right now, your main priority is to go through No Man's Wharf. You just want to just go there and pretty much open up the way to go into the fork in the world area. But since I died there, just, you know, when you get through here, actually let me just equip the longsword and just show you. It's better I just show you than just tell you, because demonstrating it on screen is better than saying it. And sorry if I'm kind of crap at doing a guide, because I'm not the best. I mean, if I was doing a professional kind of thing, I would have edited all this shit together and made it better, but, you know, I'm not that kind of guy, and I don't have that kind of tech, so yeah. She'll be out here, gain back the souls, and let's pop open the gate. It's always good to leave a long sword in your hand so you can deal with these guys quicker. There you go, killed all of them, and now two-hand the sword and poke the fucker to death. If you had the great sword and you weren't fat boy rolling, which hopefully you weren't, because you would put most of your points into vigor and into your vit, but because I died so many times and lost loads of souls, I would have increased it to at least 15. At most, you should at least have it around 10, at least. We'll pop this bonfire. and this is pretty much where you will leave this part open. This path is now open to us to use when we want to. So we have the Shaded Woods unlocked for us to go to. But where we want to go back to is No Man's Wharf. So I can show you the west of the way. So you have the Shaded Woods unlocked, and you also have this way unlocked as well. And I'll pop this here real quick. There you go. And I will demonstrate to you the boss that we're about to fight and how to deal with it. Oh, come on, game. Yeah, good. Fall into the abyss and die. Go down here, and if you've leveled up at least, you would have at least had the ability to basically roll around and do all your things you want to. Kill him, and we'll go over here. So, now that we're here, we want to clear a little path. Now, the reason why I say this is because if you want to do another character, let's deal with this guy real quick. There we go. If you want to have another character side quest to do at the same time as doing the main game, you can, and it's this woman here. The thing is, she's very, very, very easy to die because her AI is crap. She likes to constantly engage with everything around her, so it's best to try and just avoid all of this and just go up here and deal with most of the enemies you can, go back and then summon her. And then summon an extra character to back her up as well. Now while here, you just want to aggro this guy up here to try and attack you. And kill him quickly. This guy will be pissed. You kill him just as much as you do with here. The other guy, there you go. And Himotep over here will be the newest enemy you'll be encountering in this area, along with those other guys. There you go. Once you've cleared a path to just here, where we can pretty much keep going, break some stuff like that, and we can go backwards. Now this is essential if you want to do the main storyline, or not main storyline, do the quest line for this woman. But you do not have to do this if you don't want to do the quest line with her. It's fine. I'm just showing you just so you'll be able to have a kind of open mind to pretty much all of the possibilities of continuing onwards and getting extra items and so on. You want to summon Bradley first, because he's basically the backup to her. Because you don't want to deal with both her and you know, like trying to concentrate on saving her and dealing with the boss. You want to try and at least have two backups to try and deal with the boss. That's a very strange way to die. Or be dead, shall I say. So keep going forward. Summon her up. And now that she's been summoned, we can now use her to continue onwards with her quest line. Just be careful, she can die sometimes by falling into the wall like an idiot. Because that's just how the AI is in this game. Just go away carefully. There you go. Now you need to be careful because Bradley is a shade. At least in the Scholar of the First Sin, it's like this. But this can apply to regular Dark Souls too as well. So just wait for them to come down here. Okay. Now enter the boss fog. Now at this point you should be rolling around without any issue, but if you are, just be worried, because this water will start to get worse. Well, not worried, just be wary. There. That's the word I'm looking for, be wary. Because I can't really roll around properly, I can't really dodge out the way of the attacks. And there we go, we killed him. Plus, she didn't die, which is good. You get another 12,000 souls thanks to the wing that you have. That wing is invaluable for the early game, and it's pretty good for later on in the game too, even if you've beaten the game. And at this point, you'll be getting yourself pyromancy as a weapon. But we won't be using it because we're not really a, you know, a magic build. We're a warrior, for Christ's sake. So just examine this. You don't have to watch the, you know, you don't have to skip the cutscene if you don't want to. You can watch it if you want, but I skip it just for, you know, making this a bit shorter. And here we are. At the next area. Now, before we engage with Big Boy over here, well, the one on the left anyway, you want to just kill this guy. Wait a bit, and deal with him. There you go. You want to go for him first, because he's the one that can get up faster than the other guy. Drink your juice, or your Sunny D, lovely juice, and wait in this elevator. Now what you want to do is you want to quickly press this real quick, go back, and then wait for the gate to go down, or cage, whatever, and go on this. Reason for it is so you can get the extra items that are here. There we go. Repair powder is very, very good, because when it comes to later on in the game, when you have much better equipment and everything, your weapons may start to break because you're taking more risks. And if that's the case, you want to have some repair powder on hand, and you can just quickly just go through your inventory and slap the thing on and go from there. So here we are at the Lost Bastille, and just on the right hand side over here is the bonfire. After picking up this real quick, it's on the right hand side here. Wait, hell? Gone crazy? Wait a moment, must be on the left side. Yeah, it's the left side. You're right and left, Kane, come on. Anyway, let's on the left. So here you are. You're now at the holding cell of the next area. So here you are. You've now made yourself a build that's actually worth a damn in terms of early game. You either have the ability to use a halberd and a shield with good armor, or you would be having a longsword and shield, or you would have a Morning Star or even a club as your weapon of choice. But because I don't have the actual stats, I will show you basically the stats you really want to get to at this point, the ones that you would be having even before the Flex Sentry boss. And I'm just popping these just to demonstrate what I'm referring to. Quickly go through this, level up. That, and put strength to 30. And there we go. Now at this point you should be able to roll when your equipment is at least below 1 point down, which is like with removing the shield, you'll be able to roll properly. So you can use this, but you will be fat boy rolling, but you can just, you know, quickly draw out of weapons and so on and so forth, but you know. Yeah, it's better than the really fat boy roll that we had before. Yeah, anyway, with all this done, without me as well, you would have the best kind of build for a warrior here, at least in my opinion, anyway. There we go. I think this is the best build for a warrior. You would either have a shield and a halberd, or shield and sword, or you would have a shield and Morning Star, or a shield and pretty much a long sword or short sword or whatever you want to call it, and so on and so forth. So there we go. And with the great sword you can have the shield off and on, and you can, it's good because this way, before when you had the shield off you'll be fat boy rolling, but at this stat you won't, which is good. But what you want to try and do now is you want to try and at least invest most of your other souls into the other stats, such as your faith and your, where is it, attune, until you at least have one magic spell you can use, which is at least going to be magic healing, so you can at least heal yourself. So yeah, you want to at least get your faith to at least level 10, and then later you'll be able to purchase items to lower spells down by a few notches. You want to do that to only heal, so you'll be able to heal yourself as a different means of just being a regular, you know, sealed and short mat, you know, warrior or whatever you want to call it. So there we go. This is my thoughts and what I would say is the best build for now, and you can continue onwards from here and choose what you want. It's the first start, and plus you'd also have at this point a few extra shards to upgrade either the leggings, or you can upgrade more of your weapon. And the purified dragon bone, which is luck based from the actual bird's nest, is, you know, you could use that for a weapon later on, or you could just use the Titanite slab to refine the weapon fully. But it's up to you at this point. The build is up to you.